What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Expertz Podcast. This is our 4th episode. We are in week 6 of the season now. I've been absent for the last 3 weeks. I had a video for you guys last week, had some uploading errors, had midterms, whole bunch of excuses, but we're going to remain consistent through the rest of the season. I have special guests with me today. Introduce yourself, bro.
What up, y'all? It's Tyler, aka the Blonde Bomber, aka 2 and 3. I'm gonna tell you how to get your team back around this week.
All right, so for today, we have 3 segments. We have Stardom Situm, we have Quarter 1 Analysis, and we have Instagram questions that you guys asked yesterday. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Stardom Situm. I'm gonna let Tyler take the first start.
So this week for my startup situm, I really like Kyler Murray at the quarterback position. He has a good matchup against Atlanta, and they've been getting absolutely gashed.
We got demolished last week.
And got killed. So I also like to stack. I think that this could be a great week for Larry Fitzgerald. This defense has given up huge days to similar wide receivers. So I think Larry Fitzgerald could have a big week. Definitely try to get him into your lineup. At running back, I really like Derrick Henry this week. I think he could also have a breakout week, as well as Delaney Walker. Not a whole lot of defense going on. And then for kickers, I got Tucker. You can never go wrong with Tucker, and should be a good high-scoring match. And finally, I've got the Seahawks defense. I think they can have a big week as well.
All right, so for me, my stardom is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has been concerning some people. He's only had, I believe, 2 games over 20 fantasy points this season, and a lot of people drafted him high. He only had 9 points last week because Aaron Jones went off for 4 touchdowns.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's worried about him, but I think nobody needs to worry this week against the Lions. The Lions have given up a lot of fantasy points to quarterbacks, and I don't think that's going to be a week-to-week thing that Aaron Jones gets 4 touchdowns on the ground, so no need to worry about Aaron Rodgers. Going on to the running back, I got Adrian Peterson versus the Dolphins. New coach in town, wants to run the rock. Dolphins suck ass, so we're running the rock with Adrian Peterson all week. He's available in a lot of leagues too. Wide receiver, we have DJ Moore. He's given you at least 9 fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 starts. And Tampa Bay gives up the 2nd most yards to wide receivers, so we're for sure starting him. For tight end, we have Gerald Everett. The guy shows consistency in the last 2 games, and also the 49ers defense will have their hands tied up with the wide receivers, so that's going to leave the middle wide open for Everett. For defense, we have Ravens versus Bengals. Bengals suck ass. Ravens haven't been as good, but this is a bounce back game for them. And kicker, Joey Sly. Bucks have given up so much points to kickers this season, and he's been the most consistent kicker, aside from Zerline, all season. So we're going to go on to Situm now.
All right, so this week's Situm is actually going to have a little bit of a theme. So for starters, I'm going to be sitting Jared Goff this week. As much as I hate to say it, 49ers defense is looking legit, and they absolutely harassed Baker Mayfield on Monday.
Nick Bosa.
Yeah, the Bosa show. So yeah, I'm going to be sitting Jared Goff this week. And then in correlation with that, I'm also going to be sitting Brandon Cooks. He's kind of like a boom or bust down the field threat, and I just don't see Jared Goff having enough time to drop back. My next situm is going to be James Conner. Basically, with the 3rd string quarterback, I think they're really going to stack the box on him. I don't see him having a lot of success. Even though he's playing quarterback for Pittsburgh.
Some no-name 3rd receiver,
Exactly.
3rd string quarterback.
Exactly. So yeah, James Conner, go ahead and leave him on your bench. For the tight end position, I actually have Noah Fant. He had high expectations coming into this season based on his college career, but he's too inconsistent, and if you put him in your lineup, you're going to get like a 5 spot. So go ahead and leave him on the bench until he proves otherwise. Kickers, I have Nugent for the Giants. They have a tough matchup defensively, and I'm really just not playing anyone against the Patriots until I see them not score 25 a game.
You fucked up. Nugent is the kicker for the Patriots.
No, I didn't. Fuck up. No, I did.
Yeah, he is. Nugent is the kicker for the Patriots.
Who's the kicker for the fucking Giants?
Rosas.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So for kickers, we're going to be sitting Rosas. He's the kicker for the Giants, and I'm just not playing anybody against the Patriots anymore. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying that. This guy. Okay, and then for my sit-em defense, it's going to be the Eagles. They had a huge week last week. They actually put up 35 points. But with Stephon Diggs and Thielen and Dalvin Cook, who's looking to be an early fantasy MVP, I just think the Eagles defense is going to get lit up this week. So go ahead and leave them on your bench.
All right, and for my sit-em, I'm going to go Baker Mayfield versus the Seahawks. Baker Mayfield was Super Bowl talk. He's going to get him the Browns the first chip, and he's been so inconsistent. I was thinking about drafting him. Luckily, I didn't draft him in any of my leagues. And also, the Seahawks have only given up the most is 15 points to any QB this season. So, no on Baker Mayfield. As far as running back goes, I'm saying sit John Hillman as much as this hurts me because I have to start a running back this week. I have no running backs, so I have to start this guy, but he's going up against the Patriots, and the Patriots are the best defense in the league right now. As far as wide receiver goes, we're going DJ Chark over there in Jacksonville. He has the Saints as a matchup this week. Lattimore has shut down Amari Cooper and Mike Evans in the last 2 weeks, and those are two far better wide receivers than Chark as I'm concerned. He's going to get shut down this week too. That's what I'm assuming. Jared Cook, he had one good game last week. He's been way too inconsistent. Don't chase those points. We don't do that. We look for consistency in fantasy football, and Jacksonville knows how to cover the tight end. On to Jacksonville. They're the defense that I'm going to sit this week because we know Teddy Bridgewater can now move the ball effectively in that Saints offense.
Teddy's legit.
And Jacksonville hasn't lived up to the hype of the offseason of being such a great defense, especially not their playoff run defense, which is way better than what it is right now. As far as kicker, I'm sitting Chris Boswell simply because the Steelers are on a third string quarterback.
We don't even know his name.
Yeah, and he can't move the ball. He's not going to be able to move the ball probably. So that's that. We are going on to our quarter one analysis. So basically just how things have transpired in the league up to this point in the season. I'm just going to start off by making a note. Our position leaders are quarterback is Russell Wilson, running back is Christian McCaffrey, wide receiver is Chris Godwin, tight end is Austin Hooper, kicker is Greg Zuerlein, and defense is the New England Patriots. So as far as quarterback is concerned, I think Russ and Lamar are obviously your best value at quarterback that you could have drafted because everyone was reaching for Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, even Aaron Rodgers. These guys you could get after like the 6th round or something still.
Yeah.
I got Russ in the 8th round and I'm ecstatic about that. So I think those are your best values. Dak is also somewhat of a good value. He's come back down to earth last 2 weeks, but you're definitely getting your money's worth there. Late round quarterback. And then probably another one is Matt Stafford. He's put up over 20 points each game quietly on that Detroit Lions offense. And Matt Patricia's doing a good job with him. What do you have? You have any points on the quarterback position?
Quarterback, definitely Lamar seems to be overachieving. A few of the quarterbacks I thought were really going to take the next step have not. Baker Mayfield and also Carson Wentz. I thought Carson Wentz would be more in the MVP conversation this far in. Russell Wilson is just consistent every year, and it seems like he's having his best year. Yeah. I'm pretty sure stat sheet-wise he is. But I would say the biggest surprise so far is Lamar, because I've seen him go undrafted in some leagues.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to lead the wide receiver topic?
I'll go ahead and let you start that off.
Okay. Surprise. Chris Godwin is our wide receiver 1 through 5 weeks, which no one would have thought that. That's a receiver you could have gotten in round 8 or later, I believe. Or at least I've seen people get in the 6. So if you have Chris Godwin, that's a steal. Hats off to you.
Side note on that, what the hell is going on with Mike Evans?
Mike Evans he just had like two bad games, I think. Like I don't know why people are freaking out over Mike Evans.
This is Mike Evans through 5 weeks.
Okay.
4.8 points.
Okay.
10 points. 45 points. 18.9 points. And last week, 0 points.
Okay.
Goose egg. He goose egged me. Mike Evans.
So
what are you doing?
He's up and down a little bit this season.
Yeah.
But he's one of the most consistent wide receivers in the league. He put up 1,400 receiving yards with 14 touchdowns last season too. So I'm not worried about Mike Evans.
You're not giving up on Mike Evans.
I'm starting him week in, week out.
Okay.
To go along with our quarterback best value, we have Tyler Lockett as our wide receiver best value.
Yeah.
Stepped in there for Doug Baldwin, took all those snaps, and he's produced. And you could get him after the 5th round. You get a number 1 wide receiver after the 5th round. That's money to me.
Yeah, he's killing it. It's one of my main notes. He stepped up this season.
Yes, sir.
He's not just a deep threat anymore. He looks to be a true wide receiver 1,
Exactly.
which I didn't see coming. I had a chance to draft him and didn't, just because I didn't see it happening.
Yeah, I wasn't too sold on him either.
Yeah.
So he's doing a great job. A receiver I'm devastated by is Dante Moncrief. I was so high on him.
That was
He's
your
my sleeper, dude.
Yeah.
I had him in all my leagues, but I think as soon as Big Ben left, that threw his stock way down because Big Ben was making it a point to try to get him the ball. And ever since Big Ben left, he just went down on the depth chart. He's like the wide receiver 5 on that team now or something like that.
Yeah.
Just crazy to me. He was from 2 to 5. That's how easy it is to lose your job in the NFL, apparently.
Yeah.
And Tyreek Hill is the biggest shock to everyone. Out week 1.
Yeah.
Major injuries. Talking about coming back this week. Might be back this week. However, the rookie that they drafted, Mecole Hardman, they drafted him just in case anything went wrong with his case, right? And he's basically supposed to be Tyreek 2.0, and he's done a great job filling in. Obviously, he hasn't put up those big points, but neither did Tyreek his first year, too, on that Chiefs offense. He's done a great job. The only thing about the Kansas City is that they spread the ball out way more now that Tyreek is out.
Yeah, they're getting a little unpredictable.
Yeah.
I know Robinson went off that 1 week
Exactly.
too.
The other one went off, and then the other one went off, and
they're tough to figure out.
yeah. Vikings receivers, all 2 1,000-yard receivers are like everyone's pissed off because it's now a run-heavy offense. Dalvin Cook's having an MVP season. He's healthy. Finally, that's why they're able to do that. And both receivers have told the media that they're frustrated with the team. And as fantasy owners, we're frustrated too. I'm hoping Stephon Diggs goes to the Raiders. We could use that guy over there.
I'd be down for Diggs. I mean, Thielen is Mr. Consistent. You pencil him in for 15 every week, 25-point upside.
Yeah.
I don't care how unhappy he is. Keep him in your lineups. Thielen's doing his thing.
Yeah. My biggest disappointment might be Juju. Even when Big Ben was in the game, he just didn't look like the same wide receiver when he had AB across from him.
See, that brings me to my biggest disappointment, which is going to be Antonio Brown. I drafted Antonio Brown extremely high in multiple leagues. I thought he had top 5 receiver upside, and he did not play a single snap for my team.
Dude, I was like, I got Antonio Brown in the 3rd biggest steal. He's going to kill it. Oh my God. Worst pick of your life.
I hate him, and now I'm concerned for him. Like, something's wrong.
He told the Patriots to sign him again this week, though.
Well, what's crazy is I've been holding on to him because I feel like the first week that I drop him to make room,
he's gonna get signed.
Yeah, so it's like, hold on to AB. If you went out on a limb on the guy like I did, you got to ride that out. You never know.
Week 8, safe to give up on him. Who do you think?
God, I don't know, because he's the type of guy that can come in if you get signed by a team and he'll flip your whole fantasy team. He's elite.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with him either.
So biggest disappointment for me, it's gonna be AB not playing at all. He played 1 game for the Patriots. If you'd have stayed a Patriot too, that was going to be crazy. But yeah, so for me, it's going to be A/B. That's pretty much all I got for wide receiver.
I think I got one more point. The best rookie wide receiver is Terry McLaurin, and that came out of nowhere. He was on nobody's radar. All the other freaking what's Brody's name? Metcalf, Campbell, all those other fools were like the talk of the combine and
Hollywood Brown.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and this guy silently has just come out, been consistent. But aside from last week, they have a QB controversy going on over there, but he's been the most consistent guy on that team, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah, he's got targets too, lots of targets.
Moving on to the running back position, you wanna?
I got actually one more thing I wanted to say about wide receivers. So I went ahead and took Will Fuller a little bit too early in a few of my leagues because of his potential, and I kind of just been stashing him on the bench. And we seen him go nuclear last week, so he's got a really good matchup this week. He's playing KC, so I think moving into the next quarter, I think Fuller is going to creep into maybe top 12 to top 10 wide receivers.
Yeah, the offense is getting into the groove of things, and I'm going to go back to each wide receiver putting up 20 points a week. I like that.
I hope so.
Going on to running backs, you want to start that one off?
Running back, so I mean, Christian McCaffrey has just been on a tear. It doesn't really matter if he has
nobody's surprised about that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he has a quarterback or not. Yeah. He's just really lighting everybody up.
He favors without having Cam Newton too, because the backup quarterback is, oh shit, I need production. So
obviously Saquon getting hurt is hurting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Looks like he's maybe out another 2 weeks.
He's aiming to start next week, apparently.
Okay, so yeah, Saquon hurts. Anybody
and then
that
his backup got hurt too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just the whole mess over there. With
Giants
the
looking rough, yeah. The quarterback too. And then also Dalvin Cook, always been a solid running back, dealt with some injuries, but this season he's right there with McCaffrey as far as fantasy MVPs.
Surprisingly healthy.
Yeah, if you have Dalvin on your team, you probably have a really solid record. Also, I'd like to mention Austin Eckler.
I think that's your best value that you could have got at running back.
Yeah, Eckler's been killing it, and even like with the return of Melvin Gordon, it seems like he's still going to get his 15 to 20.
He had 15 receptions last week.
So I don't know how Melvin's going to go. You might want to sell high on Eckler, but if it's me, I'm probably keeping him riding the season out with him because of his PPR upside.
Yeah, I think after this week, if he puts up a good performance, I'm going to try to sell him.
Are you?
Yeah.
Dump him. And then my last point would be Devontae Freeman. Hopefully, if you have Devontae, you've been nice and patient because he has back-to-back weeks with 18 points.
Yeah, he's coming too for sure.
Yeah, so hoping to keep that going because he used to be an elite running back just a few seasons ago.
Yeah, as far as my other best value at running back is Mark Ingram, top 5 running back. People were getting him in the 4th, 5th round. That's a great steal. He's put up over 75 fantasy points this season. Top 5 running back so far.
Top five.
My biggest disappointment is Darwin Thompson, the talk of the offseason with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be taking over for Damian Williams, so hyped. And he's 4th on the depth chart now. Yeah. LaShawn McCoy is there. Darrell Williams took him over. It's just a mess over there. I don't think Damian Williams is going to finish the season as a starter though. Maybe a combination of LaShawn McCoy and Darrell Williams, but not David Williams. Sorry, Tyler. I know you had
I know. I drafted him really early too. I was like, oh yeah, this should be great. Not working out.
Another couple of big disappointments is David Montgomery and Joe Mixon. David Montgomery has been getting the touches, but he hasn't had the numbers to back him up. He was so hyped in the offseason. Everyone had him ranked in a 3rd round running back. Hasn't produced thus far. Josh Jacobs is the better third round running back that you could have gotten. Joe Mixon has been way too inconsistent, but that's not his fault. I think it's the fault of the Bengals offense.
His team sucks.
And then I thought Todd Gurley was going to finish the season and everything was looking good, and then he was on the injury report today with some thigh thing. I was high on him. I wanted him to finish the season, but if Malcolm Brown is available, go get Malcolm Brown from the waiver wire. New England backfield is a mess. We thought Sony Michel was going to take all the carries. Rex Burhead, James White, even Brandon Bolden is getting touches, so I don't like that.
Too much going on. Get away from that backfield.
Yeah, for sure. That's the last point we have on running back. We're going over to tight end now. I'll start that one off. And what's most shocking to me is that Kittle, Ertz, and Kelsey are not the top 3 tight ends.
Yeah, that's wild.
Austin Hooper and Evan Ingram are number 1 and number 2, and Kelsey comes in at number 3.
Okay.
He barely scraped into number 3 this week. So, with that being said, your best value as far as tight end is Will Dissly and Darren Waller.
Molly World.
Dissly has been a crazy target for Russ in the red zone, and Waller, he's getting hella targets. Derek Carr loves his tight ends. I told you guys in the first video I ever dropped.
Sleeper.
Yeah, late round tight end that you could have gotten. Top 5 tight end right now.
I took him with my last pick.
Yeah, you took him over me because you know one of them.
I knew you were gonna get him. Darren Waller. Keep an eye out for him.
And my bad. One more good value at tight end is Mark Andrews. A lot of people were sleeping on Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews was available in a lot of drafts late. And Austin Hooper, a fucking tight end that I hated all offseason, is the number 1 tight end. I think that's what I get for talking so much crap about him.
I can't believe that. I would say my biggest tight end disappointments are Greg Olsen. He had one big week, but he's putting up a lot of like 0 or 5 or less points. And then also I had really high hopes for Jared Cook with Drew Brees coming off the big season with Derek Carr leading our team in receptions. Jared Cook hasn't done anything. I mean, he's
had
on
a good game last week.
Yeah, he's on most waiver wires. He might be worth a stash. You know, Teddy Bridgewater seems to be getting his feet under him, but Jared Cook hurt me on a few teams.
We're not going to bore you with kickers and defense too much. That's something we stream in week out. Just a couple notes. Kickers like Zerline, Butker, and Lutz are doing their thing week in, week out. Surprisingly, it seems like this is every season a new kicker comes out the blue and is up in the charts. We have Joey Sly and Matt Gay.
Yeah.
Panthers and Bucks kickers respectively are both in number 2 and number 3 in the season in kicking. I've never heard of these guys until this season. So that's a surprising note there. As far as defenses goes, I'm surprised by New England being number 1.
Yeah.
Because usually they're like they have to get the feel for defenses and things like that. They came out the gate swinging this season, and their defense hasn't gotten better as it goes. Usually that's what we're used to. They get better as the season goes. They came out swinging this season.
They're killing it. It's definitely Tom Brady's best defense he's ever played with.
For sure.
If he can stay healthy, they're going to make some noise this year. They're like the immortal team anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking never die.
Always make it. Yeah.
So.
The biggest disappointment is Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think they haven't put up consistent points like we were expecting them to. But they have a bounce back game this week, and hopefully that helps them get some momentum throughout the rest of the season. You have any notes on defense or kickers?
Just really mostly Denver. I had really high hopes for Denver as a defense, especially bringing in the new coach. And it seems that they can't really develop a pass rush, and they're getting,
especially with 2 great pass rushers.
Yeah, I mean some of the best in the game, and then they're getting gashed on the run game. So if you can't stop the run, it's going to open it up. Tight ends are getting the best of them too. So really a lot to be desired for Denver, and I don't see them really turning it around at this point. They're kind of a dumpster fire at what are they, 1-4?
So I think they haven't won a game. Oh no, they just beat the Chargers, right? Yeah. And just a note on the rookies, Josh Jacobs has come as advertised. He's put up at least 10 fantasy points in 4 of the last 5 games. I think surprise is Daniel Jones. Out of all the other quarterbacks that were drafted, he wasn't expected to start this season, and he came out the gate swinging with his first start. And then Terry McLaurin, like we talked about earlier, is probably one of the best rookie fantasy players thus far.
Terry's been good. Daniel Jones, they got a lot of slack for that pick. I mean, they were getting roasted.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
He looks like baby Eli, but he came out and he played pretty well. So shouts out to him for proving some people wrong. Always nice to see that. But that's pretty much all I got. Besides Josh Jacobs, I thought he would have a big season, but last week really showed that he's a real deal.
Against that Bears defense?
Yeah, he had that goal line jump. It's pretty sick. I think that they need to get him a little more involved in the passing game. PPR formats, because when he gets out, he's a patient runner and he's not afraid of contact. So they just need to give him the rock more.
For sure.
Okay, so I got some notes for next week.
What's next week? Oh, you want to?
Just like moving forward into the next week, just like some points that I had.
Oh, you could do that. I don't have none of that. But yeah, we could talk right now.
So I have a few notes. Potentially streamable tight ends this week if you're really hurting or you have a bye week. Hayden Hurst is available most leagues. With Andrews a little bit banged up for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's really liked his tight ends. So Hayden Hurst receiving some targets. If he finds the pay dirt, you're looking at 10 to 12 points. What else do I have here? Tevin Coleman came out and had a very good game for the 49ers. And he appears to be the real deal. I have a lot of faith in Coleman with his current coach because it's his old coach back in Atlanta. We've talked a bit about Darren Waller, but in the last game, we seen the Raiders tight end Foster Moreau receive a few targets, and he actually had a couple very nice catches. He's available on most wires, and he might be worth stashing if you have an extra spot. Also, while we're on the Raiders just acquired Zay Jones, and they've been lacking some talent in the receivers department. Jones should be on the wire, and he's worth keeping an eye on. He's never truly been a number one, but if he has a change of scenery, then maybe he can produce.
Struggle with some drops over there in Buffalo, but Gruden said he's spending this whole bye week with him. Mm-hmm. Hopefully gets him better and prepared for. He has 13 days to get him ready, so hopefully we see something in the next game.
Right, and then I think the biggest part of the Zay Jones trade actually has to do with Duke Williams. So Duke Williams is available, and he's going to be like the new true number one for the Bills. Mm-hmm. With Zay gone, I expect Duke to get a few more targets per week, and he might emerge as a high usage player on that offense. Mm-hmm. What else do I have? Pittsburgh defense, the last 2 weeks, scored 19 points and 13 points. And they should be available, so they might be worth picking up.
Who's their matchup?
The Steelers have.
Sorry.
They got the Chargers.
Okay.
So maybe not the best week to play them, but future matchups, they seem to be holding their own and actually scoring pretty well. So defense, an underrated part of fantasy football. Make sure you're streaming a good defense and kicker every week. Don't be like me and lose by a point. A few more points. Patrick Mahomes in the last 2 weeks hasn't been as Mahomesy as usual. He's produced less than 20 points. Do you think Mahomes is regressing, or do you think he's just kind of having some off weeks? Because he's only had 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. One of them was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But tough to tell with Mahomes.
I think Mahomes has an ankle issue that he doesn't want to talk about right now.
Yeah, I think he's going to hurt.
He's hiding that. Definitely affecting his play. I think Tyreek coming back is going to help his play for sure. Mm-hmm. I think a bye week will help his play for sure. I don't think he's gonna drop all the way to the bottom, but might have another week or two of some bad gameplay from Mahomes. However, I think he'll still shit out like 20 points or something, right? Yeah.
He's a stud. Don't give up on him. He's gonna be fine. Don't start Jacoby Brissett this week. He has a bye, so I don't really see him scoring very many points. So Brissett, you can leave. Marlon Mack. Okay, we'll go to Instagram.
All right, so on to the next segment. We're going to Instagram questions. And we're gonna both give our take on what you guys asked us.
Hot takes.
So our first question is Pringle or White. I'm gonna go James White simply because I don't think Pringle's gonna get that many touches.
Yeah, I mean I love Pringles, but if I have the option of choosing White, I'm gonna take White. So
God help this.
Go ahead and play White. Always a good
idea. Mark Andrews or Austin Hooper.
I'm taking Hooper. He's been a stud all year. Looks like Andrews is a little bit banged up, and that's why I had mentioned Hayden Hurst earlier. So I'm gonna take Hooper.
Yeah, Hooper. I hate that guy, but I was talking so much crap about him.
Yeah, I didn't believe in him either. But proved me wrong.
Standard League, pick one: Christian Kirk, Robbie Anderson, or Joe Mixon.
That's a tough one. I'm taking Christian Kirk. I really like the matchup this week, and I got quite a bit of faith in Kyler Murray with each week, just moving the ball, and that's his guy.
I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I don't like what Mixon has done. Robbie Anderson, nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna go Kirk too. Should I start Jacoby Myers as flex? No, he's. In case you don't know who that is,
I have no idea who Jacoby Myers is.
He's a receiver on the Patriots.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gotten he has 3 and 4 points in 2 out of 5 games. So
yeah,
I'm not starting him.
If you want to chase the Patriots, go grab Dorsett. He'll be on the wire.
Yeah,
he got a better chance of giving you 7 to 10.
You want to read off the next question?
Don't play Myers. Yeah. So our next question coming in is Kyler or Dak.
All right. So we're starting Kyler or Dak this week.
I'm going to go Kyler. I've said this a million times today, but I really like his matchup with Atlanta. They're getting lit up, and I don't really see them generating a good pass rush. Rather than Dak, I haven't seen enough consistency from him. He definitely has the ability to go for 25 plus, but he's tough to figure out.
Yeah, he's hit a wall in the last 2 weeks. I'm going Kyler. I'm giving the kid a shot, especially what they did to that defense last week. We'll see what the kid can do.
Yeah.
Next question.
We got Ingram and Fuller for Wilson. Oh, this is a trade idea, right?
Yeah.
So you got Mark Ingram and Will Ferrell for Russell Wilson. His current QB is Jameis Winston and Matt Stafford. I think that's a bad trade.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'd rock with Stafford to keep him one.
Yeah, because Fuller.
Russ is the number 1 quarterback, but honestly, Stafford will give you enough points to win each week, and Ingram is a top 5 running back, and Fuller can emerge as a top 10 wide receiver.
Yeah, Fuller's not going to get 40 every week.
Yeah,
but,
no.
if he gets you 15 and you're getting 20 out of Ingram, Wilson's not going to get you 35. So, yeah, I'm probably saying no on that trade.
I'm rocking with Stafford.
Yeah, rock with Matt.
Hollywood or Golden Tate? Golden Tate hasn't played the last 4 weeks. Hollywood hasn't been as consistent though. However, I'm taking the young buck over Golden Tate.
Yeah, I'm taking Hollywood too. I like what Lamar is doing, and I think it's just a matter of weeks before Hollywood's just dominating like we've seen in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. We'll take the next question.
This is should we start Melvin Gordon this week? So Eckler's still getting a lot of play, but I think that you're going to see a nice competitive game. And Melvin Gordon, a healthy Melvin Gordon, is a great running back. So yeah. I'm probably starting Melvin for the rest of the season.
Yeah, me too. He's going to take a couple weeks to get into the swing of things. This is week 2 of him being back. Mm-hmm. So I think he'll get more touches as we go. But definitely start Melvin for sure.
Okay, we're going to go rapid fire right now.
Okay, CMC, trade McCaffrey. No, don't trade McCaffrey. Panthers or Broncos? Panthers.
What is a parlay card? Are we talking defense here? What question is this?
Panthers or Broncos? Fuck, computer's not working.
Broncos got the Titans.
Panthers versus
Panthers
Bucks.
Got the Bucks. Definitely go with the Broncos.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston's not afraid to air it out. He will throw picks, but he's definitely scoring a lot of points. So.
Olsen or Hawkinson? Hawkinson is under concussion protocol, so if he doesn't play, start Olsen. Bridgewater or Wentz? I'm going with Wentz just because he's more reliable. Bridgewater had one good week. Do you start John Hillman? No. Ertz or Andrews? I'm going Ertz. Mike Evans, Freeman, or Hyde? I'm going Mike Evans and Freeman.
Yeah. Freeman looks solid. Emmanuel Sanders or Cooks? I'm going to go with Sanders this week. I really don't like Cook's matchup against the 49ers.
Should we start Coleman over Sony?
I'm taking Coleman over Sony. Way too inconsistent in New England, and Coleman is going to be a regular usage guy.
Should I drop Cook for Hillman? No. He's playing probably like 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We already did Pringle or White. White or Howard?
I'm gonna go with Howard.
Yeah. Trade Mahomes and Fitzgerald for Prescott and Julio Jones. Yeah, do that. No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Julio just hasn't done enough, but
Yeah.
Julio's like a top 3 receiver. He hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd maybe pull the trigger on that.
Maybe. Aaron Jones, Leonard Fournette, and James Conner. Start the first 2. Josh Gordon or Mixon as my flex. I think Gordon.
Man, that's kind of a tough one.
Gordon has a good matchup.
Gordon's questionable, but the Patriots always put people as questionable. It's just Belichick fucking with people. I think Josh Gordon could have a good week.
Yeah. Start 3. Carson, Fitzgerald, OBJ, Diggs, Fuller.
Okay, I'm taking Fuller to have a big game against the Chiefs. I like Larry a lot this week, and Carson seems to be a bell cow, so he's getting his 20 carries.
For flex, need one. Breida, that's it. Start Woods, Fuller, or Fitzgerald.
I'm tossed up between Fuller and Fitzgerald. Like I said, I really don't like a lot of Rams this week, so I'm probably going to take, because Hopkins is going to get some. I'm going to go Larry. I think Larry has the best floor. He probably has a floor of 12 to 15 points.
Yeah, it's a good matchup, too.
Fuller's going to go give you 28, or he's going to give you 7. So it just depends what you need. If you need the home run play, I would definitely go with Fuller. But if you're looking for just meat and potatoes, get Larry in there.
All right, you guys, sorry for rushing the last part of the Q&A. I appreciate everyone that's been rocking with us up to this point. This is the Fantasy Expertz Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and tell a friend about us. If you have any more questions, make sure to comment down below or DM us. And good luck this week, you guys.
Thanks for having me, Freeze.
Yes, sir.
Had a great time.
We out.
Good luck to you all.